Hello Pioneers, I hope you're well. My name is Bed, and this is Satisfactory Plus mod for the game Satisfactory. In the last episode we got this set up, our very first automatic biomass burners with boilers and turbines set up. That is to say we've got 600 megawatts of power and it's fully automated, which is really cool. What we're going to do today is play with water extractors. I have never once seen water extractors lined up, set up, plugged in, hooked up to power, hooked up to pipes in a manner that I think looks good. And part of the problem is that here in Satisfactory Plus we need so much water. I want to be super efficient at putting them down, but I also want them to look pretty good. Now, what I've come up with is a few things that I want this to be easily replicatable, and what I mean by that is that water extractors are pretty hard to work with. They're not easy to deal with, they're not easy to space. So what I'm thinking to do is place a water extractor right here and I'm gonna move it until I just get blue. So yellow and blue. Okay, and I got that just about perfect. Just ever so slightly off. Maybe we should try that again. Water extractor, maybe like that. Ooh. And then right till it hits yellow, and then one back. Oh, I think that's just about perfect. It is. Let's do this one the same way, right until we hit yellow, and then we will click back. Right, so yellow, yellow, blue. Okay. So now, using that knowledge that we have this perfectly lined up, and it's right at the first step where it's blue, we know how far apart these are, and we'll always be able to make them the same distance apart. Also, we can just line them up like this, because they do snap together side to side pretty well. And, fun fact, this is on the intersection right here, and this one is dead center, because they are exactly 2.5 foundations. Somebody told me that in my Discord right before I started filming this. So thank you. So what I was trying to say, even though I tripped over my own words earlier, I want these to be in sets that are always going to be spaced the same way. And the way we're going to measure that is by figuring out how far... So because I'm measuring from the port onto a full foundation, this is not going to work. Because if I put it right here, I would need the foundation to be right here, and you'll see it is a little bit more than half a foundation off. Right, so what I need to do is go to the next one. It's a little bit of wasted space, so we need to go all the way out to here. It's a little bit of wasted space, but I'm okay with that because it'll make everything align later. So what I can do now is line that up and then come this way until it gets yellow, and then go one blue. There. And so why we have the smallest amount of wasted space this way, we now have this measured out perfectly, that it's perfectly reproducible. And the whole module, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this piece is the replication of that piece. So the whole module is 6 foundations wide. Okay, now we need to figure out how we're going to belt it pipe it up and hook up power. Any ideas? Yeah. Me either. Let's see. Let's just try something. We'll go out that way, come out this way. So these have a head lift of 10, and then what's the head lift of a pump in Satisfactory Plus? 20. So we're easily going to be able to get the water up using just one pump each, or fewer if we combine them together. However, the Mark 1 pipes are 150 cubic meters, which means we could do 2.5 on each one. I think that's okay. I was thinking about just having each pipe run up independently, which would be a waste of energy because we'd use 2.5 times more pumps, but then we'd know that every single pipe is just always 60 cubic meters. And that one is not straight. But they are on different grids, so there's really nothing we can do about that unless we take this whole grid out and lock it to the world grid. Bed, you're a genius. Alright, now let's see if we can line this up. It should be a lot easier. I think that's even tilted in though. can't I tell? Is that straight? That is definitely not straight. That's not straight either. Okay, so it's not the grid, it's where these are placed. That was a waste of time. But let's see if I can live with it. Alright, and I kind of love that because then the wire doesn't clip and we can run the power lines, the power poles right between them. I think for that reason alone, that tickles me enough that I think we're just going to deal with it. Alright, that was way easier than I anticipated. I did not think that we would be able to get this done so quickly. And that really, really makes me happy. And I'm really kind of pleased with it. Alright, we are going to have hydroelectric power soon. That's what these nodes are right here. So I can't bump up against those. So I've got to stop right here. Actually, I don't think I can put one there anyway. Yeah, doesn't matter. That bit about these being 2.5 foundations is incredibly useful for running these pipes because I can just run looking at the ceiling and I know it's on the corner, right on the inside of this line on both sides. Halfway in the center, 2.5 later, and then right in the corner. So thanks again for that tip. You really saved me a lot of time here. That's the kind of thing that I wouldn't pick up on my own, just because of the way that I am and the way that I think about something. So when I start a task like this and I get to doing the repetitive walking up to the front of this and then measuring it, I wouldn't notice right away, probably, how these lined up. So you pointing it out really saved me a few hours. Let's make our life a little bit easier for traversing this. There. Should we do that between every single one or just every so often? Probably just every so often. I don't think I need to run back and forth between all of these. Although, is there one that's right in the center? There's not. I could still probably attach something here somehow. No, I don't care. I was thinking about having the catwalks up into the closer to the ceiling as well, and I still might. All right, let's do the same thing on this side. Perfect. Might have to move those honestly because it looks like we're gonna not get to the next one. We'll see. I hope I can keep this rock and this little area clear because I think it'd be cool if it was down inside of like a cavern in the factory. But we'll see. We're already all over the place. All right, we know we need to go 6 that way because we measured our module and know that it's 6. And so now we can go this way. We're about to run out of supplies, which is fine. Okay, I was asking in my Discord about the amount of water I needed so I could decide between 60 and 150 cubic meters of water per minute. And Can of Water, great member of the Discord, reminded me that there's a wiki, which I try to remind you guys every episode and at least put in the description, but it doesn't mean I'll remember. Thanks, Can of Water, appreciate you. I'm so sorry about your friend from last episode. He forgives me. All right, now seems like a good time to start taking this out. Yeah, perfect. And then let's see, maybe like right here. We'll go down to the end there, and then this way. Big leg spike. To be quite honest with you, the only reason I'm building this much as it is already is for the thumbnail. Because I know it'll catch eyes. Got a lot of little busy work done, made some more rows of these water extractors, measured out a bunch more water extractors so we can just run them in a line to the north here as we need more water, but I really should stop because for one, I've run out of resources, so I did take a few minutes to get some biomass to get that power plant back on, connected the power grid over here back to the biomass one over here from the biological water. So now everything's connected back to one grid and running smoothly, which is wonderful. However, I got into a bed loop where I was just putting down extractors and measuring, and then I thought, holy crap, look at all this. I'm not sure we'll ever need this much water. I've gone completely overboard. How am I going to make this look awesome in a building? And I don't have the answers to most of those questions. So I thought the prudent thing would be to stop doing water extractors. I don't need to get all of this entire area over here filled today, right? And then I get hyper focused on things like that. So taking a step back now and bringing you back to me, so I can just kind of show you the design concept I came up with for them, which is half slabs right here, connecting via these overarching walkways, and then I'm just kind of working my way. You'll see I didn't finish over there yet, but here I'm done. So we have access to all of these water extractors now. My other reason for stopping running this in the same pattern, I just mentioned putting this all under a building, but I also realized that I don't need to put all of this into a building. I can just run a data network, and we can use Faxit, which is coming down the line, you know, quite a ways away, but by the time we need all the water from here, we can probably input it into a Faxit system and run it with a digital network. What I want to do right this second is see if I can use this bog, the jar of bog earth, to unlock the dirt stuff in the MAM. Okay, so now I've got some dirt on hand, and I should be able to... Oh, it opens Fix It Farming. Okay, so I need 200 of those. There, we've got what we need for this first node. There, jar of bog. Now, does that let us build a miner on there? It does. Awesome. Let's do that then first. Let's go... Let's see which way I want the outputs and stuff. I think maybe just like this would be fine. And we'll take the outputs and just send them straight up, maybe. Now, I'm sure we're going to change our mind about how we're going to do the walls at some point, but I would like to start fleshing out the factory walls, ceiling, decorations, because I'd like this to start feeling like we've put some thought into the buildings. I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet, but I'd like it to be at the front of our minds while we're thinking about expansion. You can actually put water extractors all the way out to there. I ran out of materials to build them, but when you put it on the water, it'll say can't afford, and then when you get to a part where you can't build, it'll say can't afford and resource well, or whatever, resource not deep enough. And that occurs right there. And also, like, it curves around this way, so I think I can go further out once I go a little bit more to the west, but again, this is crazy. It's gonna look epic when it's done though. Alright, got that other dirt node. Let's see if we had another one. I don't think we did. Alright, I'd also like to build a permanent stand for the hub and get some areas for the MAM. And also I want to pick a new spot for more of those biomass burners so I can increase our power production, because right now we are still at risk of a power break. Alright, let's just take maybe some walls. And let's grab a road barrier and one, let's see, 1, 2, 3. And we'll go one, let's see, 1, 2, 3. And we can use foundations like that. There. Let's raise that one up. But this looks pretty okay, I think. Alright, run it down into the ground. I did unlock the material of the concrete foundations, but that needs lime dust, and we don't have that yet, so. Alright, and now I think I want to take out those to have a middle. Yeah, I think that's cool. I could have just planned it like this earlier, but it didn't occur to me until just now, so. And one more for good measure. Yeah, okay, it's not great. I don't really like the aesthetic very much, but I do like that it's not just floating anymore. We can always redecorate as we see fit. Alright, safety first. Let's put a railing up. It doesn't fill very fast, but I should replace this with an awesome sink storage Mark 1. So let's do that right now while we're here. There, fill it up and move this. And now we can close this building off this direction. Make a doorway right here, I think. I don't know, let's use... I don't have beams yet. Alright, something like that. I could paint these walls. Just like a kind of a neutral pink, maybe. And then let's do. Let me see. Let me write that down. Okay, and you know what? A complementary color to this is this one. And you know what I can do? Because of Smart Mod, it makes this pretty easy. What I can do is bring that down that way. So we just have a little bit of depth. There, that's really cool. You can't do that. You can, it's not that hard. I can show you how to do it. But Smart Mod makes that type of outset bumping really easy. It's atrocious. I love it. Alright, let's do something productive though. Alright, I've had to think about it, and I think what I want to do is expand this where it needs to go. And then we're going to hook these up, and we're going to keep the biomass power actually a little bit over this way, like up here, where I'm sweeping my cursor. And we'll just take as much power, or as much water from right here as we need to get that done. Now, the water can get almost all the way up there. I think I tested it, and if I had brought this down just like a 1 meter foundation, I could get it without pumps. But we need to pump it up higher anyway. So I don't mind using pumps. I just want to keep in mind that we can probably start it like way up here. In fact, I might as well test it before I hook them all up. Look at that, it's beautiful. It sounds awesome. We want 4 meters, and we want them to go up. What if we just do it like this? Again, I haven't thought about this a lot. This is me brainstorming, so sorry for the verbal just awfulness. Okay, let me get up there and see if we're high enough. Oh, we're high enough, yeah. I love looking out over the world. I've been building in it. It's just so excellent. This is such a great game. It's engaging mentally. It's relaxing. It's frustrating. But it sure is fun. Ugh, that color is not good. Maybe we'll change it. Let's use our blueprint and put it down. Oh, I'm gonna collect this thing because it's sticking out of the ground. Although generally I don't collect these work in progress items. So if I bring these 2 pipes over to here and then up right here, this would be the center, and we can do 4. Let's spread out a little bit more. Let's have that be our mantra. Let's, when we're building something, let's call it, let's spread out. Okay, you know what I can do? I can put this, we can use a tri-junction. Oh, I love that. Let's see if this looks cool. It does look cool. It looks very cool. Alright, so now we need to go 1, 2. And then I can turn it to horizontal to vertical. Thanks again for that reminder. And just put it right here. Put it right here. Oh, that's perfect. It's almost perfect. The only reason it's not perfect is because I messed up. Because I forgot to run this down. And this should only go to right here. Alright, the pipeline floor hole, as happens, was ruining my flow rate, so this wasn't going to work. So I just took it out. So to catch you up, I ran a line of compact biofuel over there, and then up, and then over here. These grids are mismatched, that's why that's wonky. I'll encase it later, you'll never see it. Alright, so we've switched from 4 units to 5, and then I went and grabbed parts for 10 more so we can build 2 more layers of this, giving us an even 15. Not counting the 4 over there. Those are always going to run separately though, just because they're there to eliminate the recycled wastewater. The steam outputs 30 per minute into one of these coolers because it does 150, so 30 times 5 is 150. And then these output 15 cubic meters per minute of CO2, which means is 75, which is how much this does. So we've got 5 of those power modules going into one steam chimney and one CO2 chimney to make a perfect little subsystem. But that's going to do it. I'm going to do the rest of this off screen, and then we'll get back into decorating the base more next episode. And I'm not sure what else we'll do. Maybe turn our factory into using pure ingots, and definitely set up some zinc so we can progress, do the space elevator, stuff like that. I think that's where we're headed. That's at least what I'm planning. But we'll figure it out, and there'll be more next time. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you later. Bye now.
Bad Plays Games.
Bad Plays Games.
Bad Plays Games.
Bad Plays Games.
Bad Plays Games. Bad